Hey there, I'm Waddles. So, the update Aquatic is super very near, or at least I think it's super very near. And in case you haven't played around with the snapshots yet, there's new swimming. When you swim in the water, if you're not flying, you swim like this. It's really cool looking. It's way better than like that walk swimming from before. But yeah, that's a new thing. Now, in case you don't know, you can use that mechanic to swim through a 1x1 black hole. So you can swim through a tiny little hole, which is pretty cool. And that adds a lot of potential for some hidden bases. So today, I'm going to use that exact mechanic to show you some new ways to hide your base with some hidden doors. Thanks to Finnegan D for this idea. That was a pretty awesome comment. If you enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like. If you haven't yet subscribed, and let's go. Before I show you the ideas, I want to show you exactly what I'll be showing you today, right? So what this whole 1x1 thing is this on the wall. You see, you just dig a few blocks in, and then you can swim like this into this hole. Then you can make a room back in here in this dark area for your new secret base. Now, when you're making this little secret base, what I recommend you do is you dig down one block and make it so the water goes into that block, right? So you don't have water spilling everywhere. Then you can make your base in here, and to use this to get out, this won't work. This is not going to work. What you want to do is you want to dig one block there, not have gravel fall in on you, dig that one block there, let all the water go away, and put a water source there, because then you can walk right into this water source, and you should be able to use that little control swimming mechanic to get out of here like that, just like that. So that's pretty cool. Now, another thing that you should know is that you should have water sources in here too, in these little 1x1 holes, because if you just have flowing water, it can be hard to swim against the current. So keep all of that in mind, and it's time to show off some designs. My first concept for the hidden base is somewhere in this frame. Can you see it? I hope not. If I did a good job, you can't see it. It is right there where I'm pointing at. So I went ahead and did a lot of seagrass outside, some kelp and everything. You can get seagrass in case you're doing this by just taking some bone meal, putting it on the ground, and the key is to make it look natural. So that doesn't look natural. You want to go in here and break up some of this and then make some of this a little taller and just hide stuff. But here's the hole right down here. So now if I can swim into this hole and go back in here, I have my whole base. Now, as you can see, I have a lot of carpet in here, and I have this whole setup that I just talked about to leave. The point of the carpet is to block spawns. If I went ahead and took a light and threw it in this entry room, you can see the light shining through that hole, so we don't really want that. So block the spawn somehow, and then boom, you could set your base up right in here. And like I said, because of how this water is, you can exit it nice and easy. So basically, pretty self-explanatory one here. Just make a hole somewhere, disguise it with grass or something like that, and then make your base in there. Make sure the light doesn't escape, and it really does blend in really well. Now, watch out for animals because they'll swim in here and expose your little hiding spot. Idea number 2 is less of a base and more of a hiding spot for, say, a chest or something. But let's say you have a waterfall somewhere in your world, like I have right here. There's a hidden base in here, actually. Can you spot it? I hope not. Again, where it is up here in the back of the waterfall. Now, this one is a lot trickier to get into. You got to get it just right, and then you can inch on into here, and boom. I have a hidden chest with absolutely nothing in it. Again, doing the same exact mechanic. This one is a little trickier to get out of because of how I set it up. But when you do this, you do want to make sure you don't have your room straight back. Because if you have your room right at the back, you could probably see right into it, and it's kind of gone. Now, also, if you're in a server or something and somebody looks closely at this, it is kind of easy to spot. But if you're just running and you're glancing, you might not see it, and you might completely miss it. So it's an idea. I don't know, maybe you can make your world like Zelda and have some kind of thing hidden behind a waterfall. That's kind of cool. This next base is completely foolproof. It's nowhere in sight. There's nothing you can see. You need a lever or a button or a pressure plate or something like that to activate this base. So what you want to do is set up some sticky pistons, or one sticky piston to be exact, under the water, and then have a block where you want to put a button or something to power this thing. I have my block right there. If I hit this lever on, there's a redstone line behind that block, and it retracts this sticky piston right here, and I can swim, again, right into my base, which is just a single room with a chest with a lever in it now. But that's that. Really easy to set up. I will go ahead and break some of these blocks here and show you what's going on. It's literally just a wire going down to a piston, and I ruined all of my wonderful wiring now. But it goes down, and there's a torch with a redstone going to it if it wasn't all ruined right here. Pretty simple to do, pretty cool, pretty nice, definitely hidden. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that if you have this lever left here while you're in this base, people are going to see the hole in the lever and everything. So you could use a button and scatter some around, and then people will run around and press the buttons. You will hear it, and you will have less time, though. So let's say, you know, somebody's running around pressing all the buttons and they hear a piston. They're like, wait a second, and they take a look around. You will have to do an extender on this unless you're super speedy and you can get into that hole somehow that fast. Good on you. The next idea is kind of obvious, but kind of not. Can you see the secret base in here? Or some of the things that could be secret bases? I went ahead and did a bunch of holes, or 4, or maybe that's a 5th one. No, 4 holes in the ocean floor here, right? The idea is that you would have a lot of holes on the ocean floor like this, and a hole is really just me digging down like 3 blocks. So I went over here, you know, and dug down a few and then broke one more block, so it makes an L, and I'll explain that in a minute. But yeah, so that's what that is. Then there's one hole over here that's actually a base. Now you can see the light in here a little bit, so you know, you would want to hide that better. But if you sink down into this hole and you do that little swimming thing, that fast swimming thing, you can swim right into another base. Now, again, the lighting isn't the best here. If I had blocked this, this would blend in a lot better. But down in here is my base. I have a crazy, crazy floor, but you could hide this thing really, really easily, as you saw, because these little holes are almost invisible if you were just swimming along the ocean, you know. Obviously, you can see the holes if you sit here and stare at them, but who swims around in an ocean and stares at the bottom of it, right? Usually, you're just floating along the top or trying to go somewhere, and right here, there is nothing down at the bottom that anyone would really need, so why would you sink down there, unless you're hunting squid or something? Now, when you do this, you're going to need some water breathing or more of a shallow area to do this in, because this will be hard to make sure you don't die unless you want to do some kind of risky, dangerous little base that somebody definitely won't try and break in, but really basic. Now, the point of the other holes are decoys. People will go down in them and swim and be like, oh no, there's nothing, you know, and panic and try and get up to the surface in enough time. So these are really just decoys here, hopefully to make somebody give up on trying to find your base and check out the holes, because if they check 1 or 2 and they're nothing, hopefully they don't check all of them and find your base. And finally, my last design for you, the only one, or I guess not the only one, there's that waterfall one, but the only one on the surface. Can you see the hidden entrance? No? No, you can't? Well, in case you can't, it's right here. The whole idea would be that this is blocked in, actually. So you would know what block to break, right? You have a wall here, and you know exactly this block is where your base is going to be. You would need to have a water bucket on you, so this frame wouldn't be there. That's just for me. And you take your water bucket, right? And place it right above the hole like that, so you have this too high spot. Then go and do the swimming thing, and boom, you're into your base. Now, again, this is something that would be obvious because that water is not going away. So you'd want to keep that in mind. Maybe you could break back out and get rid of it, whatever you want to do, but it's a completely secret entrance. Then you'll need a separate exit, because if you did the water here, the water would always be pouring on the outside and it would, you know, totally spoil this whole thing. So the exit is just set up right here, just a little piston thing, and you come out and you can't even see a thing. And then you can get rid of the water, close the base back up, and leave. But like I said, this would be a little problematic because this stays on the outside, and it's pretty obvious looking if somebody's chasing you and they see that, and they're, yeah, However, let's say you had some secret things set up in your base like this. I get rid of the wall, and I hit this lever. I just got rid of the water source by pushing out a sticky piston out here. So you could completely get rid of that, and then you could replace this block or do whatever, even set up another sticky piston to push a block up or something. But that could totally work, and then you have a completely hidden base on the land too. Super nice, nothing there. You can break this, put this back. There's a sticky piston right back there. That's how I did that. But yeah, that's that. And so those are 5 ideas from me, or really just 5 showcases of this new mechanic and how you could use it. Which one was your favorite? Personally, I really like the last one. That's why I saved it for last. Also, do you have another idea? If you do, go and describe it down in the comments or tweet me a picture. My Twitter is linked down below, as well as a bunch of other cool links in the description that you should check out. My name is Waddles. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time. Go have a good day. Goodbye, everybody.